Tonight, a rapidly developing mystery with ties to the supernatural. Dee Weiss, a paranormal investigator and host of the video podcast Ethereal Wonders, has vanished without a trace. Authorities were made aware of the disappearance by her husband, Amir Rostami, who took to the internet to ask the public for their help.
My wife has gone missing in the foothills of Quicksilver. Authorities are having no luck, so I am reaching out to our extended family in the paranormal community. Please, help me find Dee. I just want her to come home.
Miss Weiss simulcast her latest adventure up until her arrival at Quicksilver Park. Authorities and volunteers have been combing the park for the last week since Miss Weiss's disappearance. Circumstances leading up to Dee Weiss's disappearance are baffling experts, and her video footage is challenging debunkers, as her footage seems to show proof of the hereafter. And fellow paranormal investigators from across the nation have joined the hunt. In this exclusive, we will show you the investigation that led up to Dee Weiss's disappearance.
Let's hunt some ghosts!
Dee Weiss, a model earlier in her career, fell into paranormal investigation after a hair-raising experience while on an urban exploration with a few friends in early 2013.
Where I saw this demon monkey go galloping by.
Not long after, she started her video blog, Ethereal Wonders, delving into the strange and bizarre, interviewing experts and witnesses, as well as conducting her own investigations. In August, she set out on a routine case, where she returned, if you'll pardon the pun, to an old haunt, a cemetery, all in an attempt to capture something, anything anomalous enough to report on. Little did she realize at the time, this would be the beginning of the story that led to the mystery of her own disappearance. What follows is the full first segment in its entirety.
Hello everyone, welcome to Ethereal Wonders. I'm Dee Weiss, your guide to everything spooky and paranormal. Let's hunt some ghosts! This is my third time through the Oakhart Cemetery. Usually we get some good orbs here. Caught an EVP of a phantom crying woman. And hello? Man, I hope we got that. There was a shadow or a spirit that peeked out for a second. I wonder who it... To the entity that revealed itself. What is your name? What is your name? We got a response. Let's go back to the mobile lab and do some analysis. To the entity that revealed itself. What is your name? Holy crap. Did you hear that? Sounds female. I think we're going to have to take this to the home office, folks.
Hello, everyone. After last night's capture of an incredible visual and EVP, we're hoping to answer, who is this entity in question?
Many in the paranormal community may call Dee's claims a gross understatement. In fact, both her video and audio evidence are considered Class A or exceptional examples in paranormal research circles. The appearance of a full-bodied apparition is very atypical. In fact, what few historical captures have been made involve the occasional hand or face or blurry torso. This image is of Goddard's squadron, circa 1919. Taken by Sir Goddard himself, it shows his naval aviators, including, as the blow-up in the lower corner reveals, a partial appearance by Freddie Jackson, who, only a few days prior, died by unwittingly walking into a propeller in motion. Famed paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren captured this partially obscured image of 9-year-old John DeFeo 2 years after his death at the famed Amityville house. This image is believed to be of Dame Sybil Penn, a servant and nurse to the Tudor family circa 1500. In 1829, her tomb was destroyed, her bones scattered, and soon after she was reported to haunt the Castle Court Palace. Dee's capture of a young woman in 4K resolution certainly rivals, if not surpasses, the bulk of these still images. And then there's the Class A EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, that followed.
What is your name?
The entity not only answers Dee's question, but does so with an impressive degree of clarity. Dee's attempts to further enhance and decipher the audio at this point do her little good.
Blaney, I'm going to have to do a deep dive on this and get back to you. Hello, everyone. We're back at Oak Hearth Cemetery. I ran the audio through the AI analyzer, and it popped out not only Delaney Tucker, but Blaney Tucker, and that's where we hit pay dirt. We're off to plot 7671, where Miss Blaney Tucker was laid to rest in 2002.
Here's the kicker. Blaney Tucker is not buried here. Her family buried an empty coffin. Here's the story.
Blaney was one of 7 local girls that went missing in the summer of 2001, all tortured and killed at the hands of now convicted and executed serial killer Klein Abatre. Except Blaney's story is different. When the authorities found Abatre's secret sub-basement, only 6 corpses were found, with an apparent 7th victim having escaped out the window. How do we know that it was Blaney Tucker that got out? Authorities found pieces of her clothing positively identified by her parents leading away from the crime scene.
Further, it is interesting to note, like Dee Weiss, Blaney also modeled to supplement her college tuition. The same college from which 6 other women would disappear, most with similar career paths that were dependent upon their beauty. Fashion models Debbie Kaczynski and Alice Handley, Tabitha Crooks, a posing model hired by the art department, flight attendant Ashley Billings, and 2 cheerleaders, Summer DeBow and Autumn Freeze, who were teachers' aides in the history department. Also in the history department was a young adjunct professor, one Klein Abatre, described as exceptionally smart, but one who kept to himself. Investigators quickly pieced together that all 7 young women took the same history courses over the 6-month rash of disappearances. Immediately, the college's history department became suspect. Investigators whittled down their list to a few junior staffers, including Klein Abatre. Simultaneous arrests are made of those under suspicion. When police move in on Abatre's campus housing unit, they catch him about ready to leave with several suitcases, one of which was stuffed with sundresses. Also, there were at least 25 volumes of journals discovered, crafted of homemade paper and bound with dental floss. The journals told of his young life, filled with abuses in a home without a father. By his written account, he was raised by a, quote, succubus who flounced about in sundresses, no matter the season, and drunkenly pounced and pleasured herself with my body at all hours of the day and night, end quote. Investigators and profilers would discover that Abatre's twisted childhood warped into a deep-rooted hatred for the women he tortured, as they were all incarnations of his mother, a former beauty queen, Karen Abatre, who became pregnant 4 months into her reign, after a dalliance with an insurance salesman. With Abatre under 48-hour hold, investigators probe into his past and discover his mother had died in a mysterious house fire just after his 18th birthday. Left to Klein was a little money from his mother's pension and a family cabin with some acreage in the Quicksilver Woods. Investigators went to the property, discovered the missing women from the college in the basement, all dead, save one escapee who smashed her way through a basement window, later to be confirmed as Blaney Tucker. Authorities searched for Miss Tucker, but as Dee Weiss explains,
That trail quickly went cold. Her body never found. She was declared dead in 2002, services were held, and this empty grave serves merely as a marker. Blaney Tucker, we are here at your place of interment, where you should be resting at peace. What message do you have for us? Wow, it got cold all of a sudden. Whoa, look at that. What message do you have for us, Blaney? I just put fresh batteries in.
Everything went dark. Even my cell phone drained. Just checked my freshly charged laptop. It's at 10% all of a sudden. Better get out of here before... Mother...
And right in the middle of everything, all my batteries drained.
Oh, stupid ghosts.
Where you should be resting at peace. What message do you have for us?
Oh, my God.
It got cold all of a sudden.
Hello, everyone. Last night was a show for technology, but despite all that, we got some great stuff. You're probably asking, what did Blaney Tucker whisper to me? Well, it took some work, but she said, find me. But where to start? The best researcher in the world, my handsome husband and man to the rescue. What the hell is that?
You know what? See? It says here she was a Gold Award ambassador in the Girl Scouts. That's equal to an Eagle Scout. Could tie any knot, identify every plant in the wild, and could communicate by Morse code.
Oh. But you don't know Morse code, and I don't know Morse code.
I bet you Commando 42 would know. He's ex-military.
Worth a try. Good thinking.
Turns out Amir was right. The REM pod beeps were in Morse code. Numbers, specifically coordinates. Special thanks to Commando 42 for decoding that for us.
Ma'am?
We're off to Quicksilver Hills.
This is her last transmission, the last time anyone sees Dee Weiss alive. Search and rescue operations are put into effect a few days later. After finding nothing, Dee's husband, Amir, puts out his plea. Days after that, Commando 42, seen here walking with Amir, makes a surprising discovery, which he documented on his own blog.
See that bridge right there? That bridge is well, that's where the coordinates led that I gave Dee and Amir when they asked for it. Happy to help, of course. This is also the area where she disappeared. My name's Commando 42. I hunt Sasquatch, but not today. This is day 21 of my personal investigation into the disappearance of my good friend Dee Weiss, fellow paranormal investigator, and a damn fine individual. The search team, they pushed east, and that bridge there runs north-south. Big mistake. Because they knew anything about this area, and they knew what I knew, they would have known to push west. And they would have found what I found. Down here by the river. I cleaned it up a little. There it is. Since I found it, it's Cam 2. And I found it under this rock. Now Cam 2, like I said, mounted on her shoulder most times. And I found the first camera 2 down by the water there. and it was smashed all to hell. Managed to dig out the SD card out of the mud, but who knows if we're going to get anything off that. I think camera 2 here is going to have our best bet of finding anything, and I'll keep you all informed of what I find in my personal investigation. This is Commando 42, signing off.
Commando 42, with limited success, retrieved the video from Dee's cameras. However, the footage is corrupted, as seen here. With Commando 42 and Amir's permission, our technicians were able to restore the footage to nearly its original state. With Amir's guidance, we cobbled together the remainder of the video fragments to the best of our ability in keeping with Dee Weiss's editorial style. What follows, it should be said, is Dee's last recorded moments before her disappearance.
My hike is going to take us to the other side of the park. Who knows what secrets Blaney Tucker has for me? I'm going to power down now until I get close to the location. Okay, so GPS says, according to GPS, we're here. It's a bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, I just realized where we are. According to GPS, we are a half a mile away from Clive Abatre's murder cabin. I forgot they turned it into a park. Jeez. Blaney's in front of me. The camera can't see her, but down here? Pointing to something in the riverbed. Oh man. Is it her? I think I found Blaney Tucker. Blaney? Get off me!
They took me away from all of my pretties.
Klein and Batre? But you're dead!
Some form of death, yes, but here I am.
Oh my god. You're a revenant!
Good to know there's a name for it.
In spite of the recovered video by Commando 42, Dee Weiss is officially still missing, as her body, like Blaney Tucker's, has not been recovered. It is also interesting to note that the skull Dee found was never located again, despite several efforts. In all, authorities say that finding Dee Weiss alive is unlikely at this stage. Nevertheless, Amir continues the search for his wife, undeterred. Dee's capture of stunning Class A spectral or ghost imagery and accompanying EVPs is stirring hot debate amongst scientific and paranormal professionals. While News Here and Now and its affiliates officially have no opinion on the matter, our technicians were stunned by the images and voices Dee seemed to capture from the ether.
What is your name?
Our technicians' personal assessment, neither the original video nor audio content have been modified or tampered with. If this holds true, and we are to take Dee Weiss's footage as authentic, she has captured a first. While she joins the ranks of paranormal investigators who have famously captured photo and audio evidence of the afterlife, she is the very first to capture a revenant on video with sound. A being described as a spirit or animated corpse that has revived from death to haunt the living, able to be heard, seen, and touched as a tangible living being, and said to have the ability to become a ghostly, intangible spirit form. If this image is to be believed as we see it, and this is the revenant form of Kleiner Bottray, what else is out there? What else has been hidden from us, or given little more credence than being a modern special effect or a deep fake? This has been a News Here and Now exclusive. Thank you for watching.
It still perplexes me. Even though I had my camera pointed right at the hall where I saw this demon monkey go galloping by, nothing showed up on camera. The sound it made did slightly, but that's about it. And I was so disappointed. But the night did not end there. Later, in the master bedroom, a full body apparition just walked right out of a full-length mirror. And it put its hands on her hips, standing kind of menacing, and would communicate kind of through yes and no's, questions that we were asking of her. And then she just walked backwards, didn't turn around, back into the mirror.